What day is it with Seth and Kelly? Hey everyone, welcome back to our show.
Welcome back. I hope you guys are all hanging in there. Welcome back to another episode of What Day Is It? So crazy. This is our sixth episode.
Sixth episode. Where does the time go? We have a whole one person watching so far. So we'll just kind of hang out for a little bit.
Yeah,
It's just things are so weird. It's like when you watch the replay, you're like, why are Seth and Kelly just like bobbing their heads? And it's because we're waiting for people to find we're here.
I know.
It live notifications.
It always happens after like 5 minutes, I feel like. Like, I feel like it's never right away, but then people like slowly trickle in.
Exactly. They trickle in, they trickle out. But we are up to 4 people watching. That's great. So
that's great.
Thanks for watching.
I can't. Is Smee back there?
Is what?
Is Smee back there?
Smee is up here, actually.
Oh, okay.
If you can see, if I get rid of this. Can you see him? He's all the way up there.
He's really high up today.
I know. This is his new spot when he doesn't want to be in the video. When he's on this side, if I was filming from the closet, which I do for the Facebook Lives, he's completely hidden and he knows it. But he was already in a Sokol song today. So I think he is. I don't know. I keep saying it like this, but the whole episode, I'm like, look, I look short. I guess I could be like, yeah. So anyone who came remotely on time can see me, and I think he's going to be up there for a while. I don't know. That's like the beginning of the show is like, where's the cat?
Yep. Well, I feel like that's how we start our show. It's like Smee has to make his appearance. How is Smee today?
Exactly. Well, your mom thinks he's so cute. So
he is so cute.
It's like it wouldn't be a show without Maureen chiming in every 3 seconds.
Definitely sure.
She's excited we're at 6 there.
I can't believe we did 6 episodes already. That's insane. But we have a lot more topics to talk about. We have a lot more stuff planned out. And today we have a really fun episode because we're going to be talking to young moms with babies during quarantine.
I know nothing about babies at all. Right. I'm not a baby person. I see my friends have the babies, and then I see they disappear for like 6 months. And then after 6 months, they're kind of like able to text a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about babies minus, well, I guess that's kind of a lie because I started working with like a toddlers program before all of this. So I was kind of learning about 2-year-olds, but in terms of babies, I don't know much. But it must be so interesting to be a mom with a young baby during this time. I mean, it's such a crazy time, you know?
Well, I think they have to you have to develop your whole schedule, and then especially if you're also working at home, which I think most of our guests are, and then they probably have their husbands also working at home, and it's just like I kudos to them. I don't know how they do it. Like, I can take care of myself, I can take care of my cat who is now up there and can't be seen, but it's going to be an interesting episode, I think, to hear about what this is like.
To talk about. I mean, I feel like quarantine is, stressful enough. If I was worried about, my children, I couldn't even imagine right now. I mean, there's so many having to care for a family during this time. I mean, like you said, Seth, I'm just here by myself. So it's kind of like, as long as I know I'm keeping myself healthy and not from going insane, then I'm like, I'm doing a good job.
I think it's hard to not go insane these days.
It's very hard. I don't know. How has your stress level been lately?
Well, I had a little bit of a breakdown last night. I watched the Smash concert, which was really fantastic. They did this reunion of the cast of Smash in 2015. Oh. And I hear sirens from your window.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Speaking of the stress. And it was really great. And I was like, it's a concert I had wanted to go to, and I had planned on going to, and the tickets were gone within 15 minutes, and I didn't get tickets. So I was happy to see it. But then at the same time, I was like, it loses so much not being live. Like, it was filmed in HD, and it was very good quality. But to not be there, feeling the crowd's applause, to not get to applaud, to not see them in person, it's this huge disconnect. And I cried for like 5 minutes afterwards because I just miss real life. I'm sorry crying now, but I miss people. I miss the joy of of live theater, of being in the room together. Like if we were doing a talk show live, we would have a huge studio audience and we could give them all cars or something. But it's kind of
rolling in dough, Seth.
Yes, we'd be rolling in dough. I missed all that so much, and it's very hard. This is like week 10. Like I designed my Facebook Live show about love quirks to be 10 weeks, and it's ending this week, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because that's what you've been preoccupying your time with. I mean, that series has been a big part of how you've been continuing to live out your passion during quarantine. Do you have a plan for after that?
Oh yeah, I'm starting a new series on Monday. It's
You are?
called I am. It's called this last one was the making of a musical exploring love quirks about my off-Broadway show and 30 songs that have been a part of it at different times. But the new show is called Seth Sings Bisen-Hersh, and it is going to be for 20 weeks, 20 Mondays. I'm going to talk about like a year of my life creatively each week,
cool.
or a project, mostly projects, but it works out to being about a year each. So I've done 10. The new song cycle is like my 10th cabaret song cycle. So I'm going to talk about the other 9, and I'm going to talk about all my other musicals that are not love quirks, each get a week as well, and a bunch of shows that never got anywhere. And I'm just kind of opening up my trunk and saying, here are all these songs. I've written about 300 songs at this point.
Wow, that is so many.
So you can all hear them all on sethbh.com, which is right there. It's hard to do this. Nope. I'm not pointing right. I can't even get to that angle.
Like that?
There it is.
There.
Kind of right there. That's so weird. Oh, we have some comments.
Oh, awesome.
Our guest Danny from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, hi, Danny.
She's certifiably insane. She's still pregnant.
Oh.
You can see from that pregnant emoji there.
Oh, I remember talking to you, Danny. I hope you're hanging in there. Sending positive vibes and love to you.
And she misses us. And your mom totally misses live concerts as well.
Yeah, she would go to a lot of live shows. I feel like, honestly, if we're talking about insanity, I think I've been a little insane during this whole thing. And I've just kind of accepted it. I've been like,
Only a little?
Hey, I mean, honestly, though, it's kind of funny because I kind of feel like quarantine has made me braver to try things I would never try. And I kind of like owe that to my insanity in a way. I think I've been just insane enough to try to pursue things I've never done before. So I think it's like a good insane, not a bad insane. Because normally I'd be a little hesitant, I'd be like, why go after this? Why try to do this? But yeah, I mean, doing this project with you, and like I'm working on a cartoon project with my one friend and keeping up with YouTube videos. I actually just got hired by a new teaching company.
Really?
And I have another job interview tomorrow for another teaching company. So I've been like really trying to be proactive.
That's a wonderful. Wow.
Because I don't want this to be over and not feel like I have any footing really. So I just started to apply to other companies similar to VIP Kid, and I'm just getting a lot of teaching jobs. So fingers crossed, because tomorrow the interview that I have, I really want. So I'm trying to be positive.
Got it. I'll try to think good vibes tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Seth.
But it's all about, I think, trying to just make the best of what we are doing. And just, I'm glad I wrote a new song cycle. I think it's pretty strong. The new song, Uncertainty, came out today. There's 2 more to go. And I think that's something good. And I'm doing a benefit concert tonight that I'm not producing. My friend Paul is producing, and I'm just going to sing for like 5 minutes, and then I'm done. Like, wow, what a concept to not produce everything I do. So that's exciting too. And my podcast comes out. You did an episode already. That's coming out Wednesdays starting in June. And I liked it better when people came over because I got to see them. But we did it all in Zoom. It sounds a little tinny. I think my voice sounds a little tinny, which it annoys me, but nobody else seems to notice. So
to me, it sounds okay. I don't really notice, but
that's because you're not used to what you're hearing. Your mom says nice, Kel, but I don't know to what. Danny says good luck on your interview. I'm sure you'll kill it.
Thank you, Danny.
Wilson Toe, who is going to be our guest in a couple weeks, says you're going to knock tomorrow's interview out of the park, which is a baseball reference. We have like 15 people watching, so I think it would be a good time to replay our theme song that everyone missed. What day is it with Seth and Kelly?
I love our theme song.
I feel bad that people who come in late don't get to see it.
No, it's good. We should make it even more. We should like add like a beat behind it or something. Like make it more danceable.
We could do a whole remix of it. That would be fun.
In the back. I'm not going to try to rap. Sorry, guys. I'm not doing it.
We could do a TikTok video of it.
Yeah, or a TikTok dance to our theme song.
I still, haven't ever been on TikTok, but I at least know what it is now.
I think you should go on it, Seth. I think you would like it personally.
I don't like short forms, and I don't like having to do it on the phone. I like using my camcorder, putting it in my computer. I like writing things on the screen and putting extra jokes on the screen. I just really like using a computer and a camcorder. Your mom likes our theme song just the way it is, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think it needs a rap section. I don't think anyone needs to hear that. But Seth, we talked about that on your podcast too, about how, it's all about like what you prefer in terms of like how you want to express yourself.
Exactly. That's a great episode, and it's going to be out in July. So that's just a little preview. All right. So I think it's time to bring on our first mommy today.
Yeah.
And I believe you have the first one today.
Okay, awesome. So today we're going to be talking to our first guest, who is an accountant for Sirius XM Radio, and an actress and singer on the side.
She became a member of Actors Equity in 2012 when she performed in the Broadway production of Hereafter the Musical.
She also made her solo cabaret debut in September 2018 with Seth Bisen-Hersh, accompanying her on the piano at their favorite venue, Don't Tell Mama.
I gave you that one so I didn't have to say my name. She resides in Jersey City with her husband, an adorable 8-month-old who has no idea what a pandemic is and is just happy to see their faces all the time these days. Please welcome Eileen Grossman Lester.
Hey,
Eileen.
Hi.
How's it going? I know you
got
gotta watch it because your head will get cut off by our
We've been
logo.
playing a lot of peekaboo lately, so I'm like really in the peekaboo mode. She's really into it lately. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Peekaboo.
Actually, you could easily play peekaboo on these cameras.
I know. It's like now I'm behind Kelly. No, I'm not.
She would love it.
That's the first for our show. We've never played peekaboo before.
Definitely the first time we played peekaboo on our show. What better
Mom's on the show? You're gonna play peekaboo.
Might have to do that with my friends just for fun.
I know, it's kind of fun. Like if Kelly and I do it at the same time, like we disappear. Oh no, and Eileen are doing it. We're both behind Kelly.
Yeah, or if we just all go this way, we could just be like shoulders.
Oh yeah.
TikTok.
What a fun episode so far, guys.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. You're a good friend of Seth. How did you guys meet?
So the funny thing is we have this mutual friend, so it's like we should have met a really long time ago, but we met probably 12 years ago since I moved to the city.
I think you were at her birthday party, but we didn't meet.
Oh yes.
You were being cliquey with all your high school friends. But I think we were at the same party because we remember she was wearing a gold dress.
Yeah.
She got
met
really
pretty
drunk.
shortly after that.
She was
I met just doing one of his shows, but coincidentally, my really close friend from high school, he's done shows with her in the past, and they knew each other long ago too. So
I think Michael Santora recommended you for my show.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. That's awesome. So we have another actress that we're talking to today.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What has your journey been like with that? It also says you did radio and stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I work as accountant for Sirius XM Radio. I've been with this company for 12 years. So it speaks to how awesome it is. I just love it here. It's not really here anymore because now I'm at home. But it's still here. But I've always had a passion for singing and acting as well. I just didn't know if I should fully pursue it or not. So in college, I started taking business classes while also pursuing theater and decided to just do both. So I had an amazing opportunity, as I mentioned, to do a musical where I got my Actors Equity card, and that was just like an amazing opportunity to kind of try it out. It was just a 2-week limited run, so I was able to still keep my job while doing that. So I kind of got a taste of it, and I like to still do shows and things on the side, but for the most part, it's more of my corporate job that I'm sticking with.
I don't think it's a coincidence that every single guest on the show has done musical theater, because I think that's where I've met most of my friends in my cabarets. But speaking of guests we've had, Danny says she is going to be hitting you up for mommy advice.
And the funny thing is my daughter's name is Danny. I mean, her name is Daniela, but we call her Danny.
So great to see you, heart emoji.
Hang in there, Danny. You're almost there. Oh my gosh.
I remember that. I'm going to have to induce for her soon.
Oh.
Well, that's so cool. And honestly, I think there's nothing wrong with having like a main job that you love, which is great that you love it, and then also still pursuing the artistic passion that you love. I mean, that's what I do. I'm an actress too, and I'm also a teacher. So like, I mostly teach to make my money, but I'm constantly acting and making video content and doing social media stuff. So I think like for all artists, we always have to have kind of like our feet in two different doors. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like main job, acting stuff or music.
And my company is a music company. So I did voiceovers for them for many years for one of our channels. No longer, but I think I was involved on that channel for like 7 years. Sirius XM, Chill, channel 53. Still listen to it. It's still a very good channel. I'm just no longer the voiceover for it. But yeah, that was fun too.
That's awesome. Seth and I do voiceover too. I mean, that's how we met. We met in a voiceover class. So tell us a little bit. Let's talk about the topic, right? I guess we should get started with our topic.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
So what is it like having a new baby during this crazy time?
So the nice thing is, I call this like the silver lining of this whole experience is that, so I work a corporate job. If it wasn't for this pandemic, I would be in the office right now. And we have an amazing nanny who is actually still coming to us. Luckily, her husband's able to drop her off in the morning and my husband takes her home. So we still have childcare. So it's actually the best of both right now because I get to do my job from home and see my baby all day. So if it wasn't for this, like I'd be in the office right now missing on all these moments. And so it's kind of a weird, like, this is sort of nice, but it's a terrible situation. But, I'm just trying to make the best of it.
Your baby, like during these important times, so instead of, going right back out into the crazy world, that must be a really beautiful feeling for being a new mom,
Exactly. I mean, I came back from maternity leave for 2 months. I was in the office and then this started in March. So I was literally only commuting for like 2 months. So
yeah, I can't believe it started in March and it's already almost June.
I know. This is crazy.
Week 10.
The other nice thing is she keeps us on a schedule. So you'd think that might be like not a plus, but I don't have time to think about like the stresses of the world. Like we just like, get her into bed, do the bath, like it just keeps us going. So it gives us some sort of a purpose so that we're not like going stir crazy,
I think schedules are great. I keep a schedule the whole day. I have a very tight schedule. I have a nice night routine, but I always am like that. And I usually work from home anyway. So I don't know.
It's not that different for you.
Kelly's mom says, cherish these days.
Yeah, it's
with
true.
4 exclamation points.
Oh, thank you.
I kind of love how Seth makes fun of my mom the same way I do with all the exclamation points.
I just like to read those. Like when I do any of these live broadcasts, like my showcases, I always read. Like last week, we had a lot of applause emojis, and I would count them. I'd be like, you got 8 applaud emojis, and then the next person would have 10, and then one of the performers' mothers actually colored her emoji beige, like her hands, but most of them were yellow, like The Simpsons. And I found that she took emojis to like the next level.
It is the next level when you go into that amount of detail.
Yes, and your mom now says LOL with 3 exclamation points.
I'm going to be that mom too. I love about the exclamation points.
So what kind of activities have you been doing to keep your baby entertained, Eileen?
So lately, peekaboo, we talked about. She loves bubbles these days. I also try to work out with her because it's good for both of us. She loves to like watch me work out, or I'll wear her working out. And actually, she really likes Sesame Street.
I know. You sent me this video that we're about to share of Danny dancing with Sesame Street.
Oh, this is so cute. Oh.
But I don't think you can hear this sound, but you see there's Emmy and me doing it, and she's really loving it.
She is. Look at her. Maybe she's going to be a little dancer.
Yeah,
I know, that's adorable.
Yeah.
I feel really high tech that I'm able to do that.
Yeah, that
while
was
the show's
fancy.
happening.
Yeah, it's really cool that you could send videos on here too, like that.
I need to set that up again for later. There we go. Yes.
Well, it sounds like you've been able to just have a lot of nice moments with your daughter. Is it your first baby?
Yes, first one.
Oh yeah, everyone today is the first baby.
And we all have girls. Craziness. Yeah.
So has that experience having your first baby during a pandemic, has any of that made you feel stressful or any negative emotions or fears about it?
The one thing that's really upsetting to me is that we have to limit access to her grandparents. Like it's just like gut wrenching. Like this is the most exciting time for my parents and my husband's parents. Yeah. And it's like to feel like they can't really just grab her and hug her, and like that's what really sucks about this.
Yeah, my mom is not happy with my sister right now because she wants to see her granddaughter and her grandson. But, you know, we have to keep our parents safe. They're the ones who are high risk right now.
Yeah. And now they're finding out that kids are also at risk. So it's really complicated now.
Yeah. So apparently, like the random thing that the kids are getting, my sister apparently had that when she was a kid.
Oh, wow.
But it's not genetic, so I don't know. I don't know how it works. But it's like, it's just very strange times. Like the kids are getting used to seeing us at the screen. Like my nephew turns 4.5 today, actually. Happy birthday to him. And he actually asked my sister when they're watching TV if they can see him or not. Because she always puts us on the TV. And of course, her in-laws, I think they also, we do like a weekly family time FaceTime. I think they do as well. So it's like they're constantly talking into a computer, but seeing people on the TV. And
my mom was like, should I wear, like, when I see her in real life, like, should I get a cutout, like, around my face, like a frame, so she'll recognize me? Like, will that help?
That's so crazy to think about, though, because especially kids and babies, they're growing up and having their first memories seeing most people on a screen. That's a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
And also, like, with how futuristic things are going, like, I know, like, there's, like, 2-year-olds that are using iPads already. Like, I kind of feel like it's so technologically driven at this point.
It's accelerated that. Like, usually you limit screen time, but now I think parents are just desperate and doing whatever they have to do to, you know.
Yeah, but that's why you have to hold on to the positives, you know? I mean, we can't just focus on the negatives. There, of course, are negatives to the situation in all aspects, but as long as you could focus on the things that are good about it. And I'm sure, you know, of course, the most important thing is that you get to have all this time with her, and that's really
good. Yeah, I really do focus on that.
On that note, I think we're going to move on to our second guest, but thank you, Eileen.
Thank you for having me.
We will bring you back at the end for our roundtable discussion. All right, our next guest today is down in Texas. She has a brand new baby who has gotten her back into singing since her baby really enjoys the sweet musical theater ballads to lull her to sleep.
She loves glitter so much that she has peed it and is married to a red-bearded man who lovingly accepts her for who she is in all her glitter and sparkles. Girl, I love glitter too. That's amazing. Fun fact, in real estate, cleaning companies charge you extra to get glitter off the floor or out of grout and wood floor cracks, and they call it floor highlights. What? I never knew that.
Yeah, and yes, her hair is natural. Please welcome Alexis Sparkles Belt. Hey, Alexis. How's it going?
Hi.
Oh, you have a baby. Here, let's switch to this one. We can see the baby a little more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's chatty. She's good. She's fine.
Oh, my gosh. What's her name?
Her name is Catherine Ilene.
Catherine Ilene. Hi, Catherine.
Oh, that's the computer.
Oh my gosh, what a fashionista. Look at that outfit.
Yeah, she loves the computer too. She's always looking at the screen, but that's because everybody's doing so many Zooms now, you know? It's like that's my job. Like we teach classes, and so now that we can't teach in person, we're teaching Zoom, and so she's always with me because my husband's at home working and he's always on conference calls, and so she's just always looking at screens.
Yep.
Danny Grana says, gorgeous baby.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love the bow. That's so cute. So tell us a little about your experience. What's it like for you being a new mom during this time during quarantine?
Oh my gosh, it's been crazy. So this is our first baby.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, we got engaged a year and a half ago in October, and we were planning a wedding, and then we found out last August, 3 months before the wedding, that I was already in my second trimester.
Wow.
Plans changed. Obviously, we kept planning the wedding. It was a big old party. It was so much fun. And then she was born in January. And, that kind of put a damper on my job in general. Luckily, so I work in real estate. I work for Greenstein Home Inspections. We're a local home inspection company here in DFW. And I do the marketing. So I'm always at...
That's Dallas, Fort Worth, for those people not from Texas.
Yes. Sorry. Thank you.
Where it is an hour earlier.
Yeah, it is. It is 3:26 here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I do all the marketing and social events, and I'm always out and about, which is really cool because mostly I can take her with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm not at those events, I can work from home, but now I'm just home all the time.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It's nice to get to be with her more often. How has it changed your lifestyle and your schedule with her and everything since the pandemic started? Have you guys had to adjust a lot of things around?
So it's kind of like I never got off of maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
Of all times to be quarantined with a kid, I feel like now is such an amazing time, especially being a first-time parent. We've been able to really experience her newborn stage and watch her grow. It's so interesting. We're starting to watch her take interest in things.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's been a crazy big difference because, my husband's working from home now too. And you would think that's awesome. Now we're both from home. We can both take care of her. It's cheaper. We don't have to pay a daycare or a nanny, except that we're both working all the time. So it's wait, whose work is more important? Who gets to take the baby? She's screaming. Both on conference calls. Wait a second.
Yeah, that must be interesting. Do you guys kind of while you're both working from home, do you guys kind of each take turns with her pretty much? If one of you was more busy at the moment, it'll be okay, it's your turn. I don't know anything about raising babies, so.
Yes, that's exactly how it is. It's she's asleep right now. I have a happy hour. If she wakes up, it's okay during this one, but during this one, it's not okay. So could you watch her during this one?
Yeah.
It's just bad.
Well, Kelly's mom says she's adorable in all caps with 4 exclamation points.
Thank you.
She seems really good, good too, calm and just present.
She really is, yeah.
Aw. So what kind of fun activities have you been doing with your baby to keep her entertained during this time?
I have been watching her chew her hand. That's been nice. We've got all those silly newborn toys. So she was saying earlier that she's got an 8-month-old, so she's in the peekaboo stage. We're still let's lay on the floor on our tummy stage. Oh, my mom.
Oh. Kathleen Gray says, hi, baby Kate.
Oh.
He says hi. Yeah, so she's eating early, and so she just chews everything.
We do really well with the mom subset.
Yeah.
All the guest moms always tune in.
We always have the moms tuning in. I think that's great. Aw.
Is Alexis frozen?
I think so.
I'm glad it's not me. Oh, she's back.
Yeah, she's back.
Welcome to the internet.
Yep, exactly. Sometimes our talk show, we just have a guest in and we're just oh, they're gone. Oh,
I was is it her? Is it me? I was Kelly's still moving. I'm still moving.
It's happened to me before. It's happened to Seth before. It's
yeah.
The age of using the screen. So does she have a favorite toy, anything that she's really particularly interested in? Or, you said she also likes to listen to you sing and she likes music, right?
Yeah. So being home in quarantine, I don't know, I guess maybe it was Seth really, because he's emailed me about his virtual showcases and I'm oh my gosh, been years since I've sung. So I started like singing some musical theater and trying to figure out what I was going to sing for his showcase. And
I think you were in the first one.
Tuned in and was just like quiet when I started. She watches me and it's just the cutest thing. And so now I sing her lullabies and she just loves them.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. Audra McDonald used to say that her daughter hated hearing her sing.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen Audra in person a few times, and she's used the story multiple times where she says, when my daughter was growing up, when she was like 3, I would sing her a lullaby, and she'd be like, "Mommy, stop! I don't want to hear your voice. I hate how you sing."
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, my poor husband, my poor husband's mother, when he was a kid, she used to sing lullabies to him, and he would say, "That's enough, Mom."
Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, it sounds like she loves to listen to you sing, and that's great. You have a background in theater as well, I'm guessing, or?
Yeah, musical theater.
That's awesome.
I actually used to live in New York.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And now you were in New York for a while then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was born and raised in Texas, and I went to school in Oklahoma. I've lived a little bit of everywhere. And then I lived in New York for a little bit, and that's where I met Seth, and I was doing musical theater up there.
I know everyone in our guests tonight are all Showcase alumni, but I think that's just how I make friends, is they come to do my cabarets, and then I'm like, these ones I will stay friends with.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Theater's the best place to make friends.
Well, it's also like I can't get my friends who have real jobs on the show. They're too busy to have an hour and a half on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. So that's why we usually have artists.
Yeah, that's what it is. I have friends who work at Facebook and Google. They're still working 12-hour days, you know?
Yep. Like your friend from the last show, I think, worked for something like that, right?
Oh, yeah, my friend Dennis, he was an actor first. Actually, the sad thing, I guess I can tell you, he just got laid off like the day after doing our show.
Oh, he did? Wow.
Yeah, after telling us how much work there was. The company decided to downsize, so now he's back to being unemployed like the rest of us.
That's pretty eye-opening, huh? Wow. That's
I know, it could happen just like that.
Yeah, the day after our show, too. That's crazy. Well, sending good vibes to literally the whole world right now. That's what I'm doing. And has anything been particularly stressful for you during this time? Anything making you feel worried about having a new baby during this whole crazy experience we're all going through?
Yeah, as she said earlier, it's the grandparents, you know, it's like my mom and my husband Tanner's parents, you know. It's just been really hard because she's been quarantined her whole life. Like, she was born in January, and then we were on maternity leave, and, you know, newborns don't get their shots until 2 months. So she was inside for 2 months anyway.
Yeah.
No, 2 weeks. And then it was 2 months. I don't know.
What day is it?
Exactly. What day is it anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy because she hasn't like seen people, you know, and it's like minimizing the visits to the grandparents has just been.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I haven't even thought about like the whole grandparent thing. That makes complete sense. I mean,
don't forget the uncles.
Yeah, no, true. I know. My mom's upset enough that she can't see me, which is why she always watches this show and comments a bajillion times. So
I do have a comment from your mom. So funny, Seth, with 3 exclamation points. I don't know at which point I was being funny, but I'll take it.
I think she just always thinks you're funny, to be honest.
Yes, it's good for my ego to do this show.
Yeah, definitely. Well, she is absolutely adorable. And hopefully you guys are able to have FaceTime calls with your other family members as often as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at least better than nothing. You know, it is kind of like a sad situation, and I couldn't even imagine how it would feel to not be able to.
Yeah, if this was the 90s, you would have to call them on the rotary phone.
That's very true. At least it's not just a voice. At least she could see their faces, you know?
Very true. Very true.
For sure.
Kelly's mom says, "I miss you, Kel," with 4 exclamation points. So
I miss you too, Mom.
All right. Well, I think it is time to move on to our final guest, but thank you for being here, Alexis.
Thanks, Alexis, so much.
We'll bring you back at the end for our roundtable discussion. All right. Yes, it was nice that we had one of the three actually had their kid with them today. Our final guest, no, that's your line.
Our final guest today is a wellness professional, actress, singer, and new mom. As a healer, she has studied traditional Chinese medicine, various wisdom traditions, Western physiology, and energy healing methods, such as the body talk system and Reiki.
She has been in private practice for over 10 years, working with people on the connections between life events, intergenerational traumas, belief systems, and their physical and emotional health. Please welcome Jackie Sokol. Hey, Jackie, how's it going?
Good. Wait, I have this icon on my head.
Oh, here, I could do it this way.
Oh,
if you
yay.
like.
Okay.
There we go. I like the close one because it looks good, but you're right.
Yes.
You don't want an icon on your head.
It does take up a lot of space.
Yes, it was like, okay.
Well, thanks for talking with us today, Jackie. That's very interesting that it sounds like you're into a lot of spiritual practices. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? I'm very into like spirituality and like I do meditation and stuff, and I'm really interested about that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I feel like this is a very good time for spiritual practices, right? When everything is uncertain and we're all kind of in the same boat here. And suddenly we find we have extra time on our hands, or we don't know, what to do with ourselves.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of people are suddenly finding more and more spiritual practices, and I feel like it's much more of a accepted kind of mainstream reality that we have to take care of ourselves in that way, right? We're more than a physical body. We have a spirit. And it's so detrimental to our health, to be under constant stress. And so,
yeah, I don't like the stress very much.
No,
I don't either. And we're all feeling it.
So these like more esoteric practices are becoming much more mainstream as people understand like this can really help ground me. This can really help me manage my uncertainty, things like that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's something really powerful that everyone should practice and relate to. I think it could be a little intimidating for someone who hasn't tapped into that part of themselves, but that's really amazing. You're also a wellness professional, an actor, and singer. So we have a bunch of singers here today. So what is your background? How did you and Seth meet each other?
We met through musical theater showcases.
Yeah, I think she did my showcase as well.
Through your showcases.
That's all three of them this week.
Exactly.
And probably every guest in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We might have had one who had not done a showcase, but.
Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I've had 3,000 singers in them at this point, so.
Yeah.
It's hard to not do one.
And then we just stayed friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, speaking of friends, Danny Granda says, "Hey, Jackie, I miss you."
Hi, Danny.
With 3 exclamation points between each sentence.
I'm wishing you so much love and well wishes during your pregnancy.
I know. I had Danny on my podcast and the show early because I was worried she would have the baby, but I could have had her on later because she still hasn't.
Yeah. Well, so tell us about your experience being a new mom during this time.
Yeah, it's been like a roller coaster. It started out really, really, really tough because we all got sick, like the first week of quarantine, basically. My husband got really sick, and then I got sick, and then our baby got sick.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
We're pretty sure we had COVID.
You can get an antibody test.
Yes, we have taken antibody tests. So my husband came out with a positive antibody test. I came out with a negative antibody test.
That's so weird.
Yes, go figure. Wow. We were both sick within a week. Pretty classic symptoms. So, testing isn't great. Let's say. I think we need to improve our testing.
Yeah, that's for
before
sure.
We can proceed. If this is going to be any metric, if testing is going to be any metric for how society reopens, we really need to get that stuff together.
Oh,
You
definitely.
can say shit if you want.
And
I mean, we have babies on the show, but they don't really need that word.
I curse all the time, and I'm in front of my baby, and I'm always like, it's fine, like she's nonverbal right now.
If you don't make it a big deal, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like if you're cursing in front of people and then you're like, oh, it's a big deal, I'm cursing. But if they just think it's words, it's just words.
Yeah, it's
That's
words.
true.
I'm expressing.
Kelly's mom thought that they had it too.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, it was really scary, especially because. So having a baby, it's one thing if we were both sick, okay, yeah, that stinks. But having a baby and not being able to get help, like, just the thought of like, oh my God, what if one of us had to go to the hospital? Like, what if it got really bad? What if tomorrow I can't get out of bed? I had a lot of faith. I prayed and it all worked out. Like when my husband was really sick, I wasn't sick yet. And then when I started getting really sick, he started getting better. And so it all it kind of worked its way out. Then he started feeling a little sicker again. And I started feeling better. I don't know. It all worked itself out. Thank God.
Oh my gosh. Well, sending so much positive energies and love to you guys. That must have been really scary during this time, especially with a new baby.
Yeah. It was this COVID period, quarantine period started out really tough. And thank God, we're much healthier. Everyone recovered, and we're all doing well. So yeah, that I think that was the hardest part.
The hardest part, definitely. What have been, well, let's talk about some happier stuff. What has been more positive for you guys during this experience? I'm sure having so much time with your baby must have been an amazing thing for you guys right now.
Yes, definitely. Wow. We are so enjoying just spending time together as a family. We were just saying that the other day. We're like, thank God we like each other. There are people quarantined together that don't like each other, or they discover that at that moment, we don't really like spending that much time together. So just having all that extra time as a family.
Yeah, it is a pleasant surprise when you find you actually do like the person you
it was like, oh, thank God we
love my gosh, it's been 2 months and we still like each other.
Yes, and we've been together for over 15 years. So
wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, we'll be married 10 years. Oh God, wait, yeah, so God, we've been together 17 years. We'll be married 10 years in August.
Wow.
So yeah, so thank God we still like each other.
Good for you. I mean, that's true love for you right there, I would say. And so this is your first baby. Is it a boy or a girl?
We have a little girl. Her name is Sierra Fern.
Aww.
Yeah, we have all girls today.
All girls.
Yeah. She's today is her 8-month birthday.
Aww.
Yeah, she's about the same age as Danny. The baby, not the guest.
Not the baby.
Yeah.
Not friend Danny. Yeah, exactly. Similar age. And it's actually been so nice. I have to say, I had started working again, maybe a month or two before the quarantine, out of the apartment. And it's so nice to not have the pressure to go anywhere. I'm really enjoying it. Even socially. It's really, I mean, everyone has their own experience, but I have found it really tough to have a new baby and have a life. My whole old life is gone and I'm rebuilding what my new existence looks like. And not having the pressure of I want to go to this person's birthday party and I want to go here and try to see a Broadway show and but I have to pump breast milk and who's gonna watch her and
Yeah.
Well, I find you don't have any excuses for saying no to things anymore because everyone knows you can do it in your pajamas. You don't even have to wear pants. So if I get I've gotten invited to multiple virtual birthday parties and I'm like, well, I guess I'm stuck going to another one because what am I supposed to be? I have other plans?
You do though. You're Seth. I mean, you've got a whole schedule.
I do have a tight schedule in terms of socializing.
You have Zooms on top of Zooms on top of StreamYard.
It's true. I have a virtual book club now and a virtual game night thing. And then tonight I'm doing a charity concert, but as I said, I'm not producing it. So tune in at 8:00. I'm going to sing a Sesame Street medley. It actually is on topic. It's for the Children's Hospital, Memorial Hospital in DC. So that should be
glad
super
I could
fun.
set up your plug.
Thank you. I would have plugged it again anyway.
Good.
For those people who in 3 hours are like, what should I do with my night? You can watch a concert we're doing. And Maggie from Love Quirks is in it. And Brian Childers, the director of Love Quirks, is also in it. So it should be super fun.
That's awesome.
But this is my life now. It's literally just, I perform in front of my computer. It's like, or in front of the phone. I rotate.
Are you enjoying it? Like, are you enjoying at least having this as an outlet, or are you like, ugh, it just does not?
I was okay with it. You know what I like? I like the ones where I'm just talking. I like talking. The podcast, the Facebook Lives, I'm just babbling. But I miss the actual laughter and applause. And yeah, it's nice that, we get comments like this one from Kelly's mom. So glad you guys got through all of that with lots of exclamation points. But it would be nicer, to see her in person, to have her applaud in person.
Yeah,
I miss that a lot. It's it's nice because I don't have to leave, but I think there's something about leaving that is nice.
I've been taking a lot of walks. That's like the one thing that's in my saving grace.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you don't live in Hell's Kitchen where it's still very crowded.
Totally.
I do not believe.
Yeah, if I was in Midtown Manhattan, it would be a different story. And I started walking. So when the quarantine started, she would only nap on a walk. So I was walking hours a day in the cold. It was cold when this started.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty empty because people were afraid to leave their houses.
Right.
And it was cold still. And I have a beautiful waterfront park 2 blocks from my apartment. And that's been my saving grace, is just walking, the streets for hours.
Getting some sun on your face, which is so good for you. I think just to get the sun on your face for 10 minutes a day even is just so good for you mentally. And so you've been taking your baby on lots of walks with you still, or?
Well, it's gotten less. Funny, as the weather's gotten nice, now we've really been working on keeping her in the crib for the naps, which she's really been fighting the last 2 weeks. So it's been tough. You know what it's like having a baby is like a whole. It's a full-time job. Yeah. And so it's and wherever, it doesn't really matter what's going on in the world. That's the most important. That's my main focus right now is her. So in some ways it's quarantine or no quarantine, my focus on my during my day is going to be her naps anyway at this point. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I've been going out a bit less, and also it's gotten crazier. When I first was going for walks, there was no masks. People weren't really wearing masks out. Actually, it was encouraged not to wear masks, right, in the beginning of this. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't that many people in the streets. And so now I feel like I go outside and it's it's a little more like navigating a circus.
Definitely. There's a lot more people out now. Now that the weather's getting nicer, everyone has masks on, but people are jogging, people are out and about walking, kids are playing in the streets. It's
now it's a whole thing. And I don't love wearing the mask out. I don't. It's so,
I don't think anyone loves wearing the mask.
It's really annoying. So to go for a walk, if it's crowded, then I have my mask on, and then it's it's not as fun. I do miss when it was empty on the streets, and I would just.
Oh yeah, because there's so many extra precautions we have to take now to even just leave the house. We have to put on a mask. We have to wash our hands before we go. We have to wash them when we come back.
I always washed my hands when I came back.
Well, I never washed my hands before this.
I wash my hands all the time, always.
I also have 2 dogs, so.
Oh my gosh! How are they reacting to the new baby?
They're really good. They, I was saying the other day, I can't wait till she's crawling and chasing after the dogs. Mm-hmm. And now she's crawling and she's chasing after the dogs. And now all I'm doing is keeping her away from the dogs, because the poor dogs, she just pulls their hair out. They're pretty good. The other day, one of my dogs gave her a growl, get off me, and I'm it's fair. So now I'm trying to protect the dogs from her. I'm not really worried about the dogs. I'm worried about her hurting the dogs.
Oh.
Imagine like being a baby and just seeing this like big furry being and being like, what is this? You know?
It's so funny because she would have no reaction. She'd be in her little bouncer on the floor and the dogs would come up to her and like no reaction. It's like this furry beast. And she would just be like, nah. Like, this is what, you know, like she's grew up with the dogs and
Yeah.
You know.
All right, well, it is time for our roundtable discussion, the part of the show that everyone loves. So I'm going to bring back Eileen and Alexis. And of course, the audience, feel free to answer these questions too.
Yes, definitely. They're fun questions. So feel free to comment below and tell us what you've been up to as well. I feel like the audience usually does participate.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I feel the need to remind them they can.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, it looks like I have the first question. So the first question is, what are you reading right now? And what I'm reading right now is a book called Here I Am by Jonathan Safran Foer. It's his third novel, and his first two were Everything is Illuminated and Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. And they're all really great, and I'm really loving it. I like to read pretentious things like this. Kelly, what are you reading these days?
Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I've heard of that.
They turned it into a movie.
Oh,
but the book is much better.
Wait, what is it about? Because I feel like
it's about a kid whose father dies in 9/11, and then he finds a key and he thinks it unlocks something magical. So he goes around trying to figure out what it was. And I won't spoil the ending for you, but it's very good.
I hate to say this, but I have not really been reading much. I've been like watching a lot of TV shows because I'm actually working on creating a cartoon with one of my really good friends. So I've been doing a ton of cartoon research just to educate myself. So I hate to say that I haven't been reading, but one thing I have been doing is I've been journaling a lot. I've been journaling since quarantine started, just like writing down my thoughts. And I do read things that I've written in my journal throughout this time just to look back. And it's really interesting to look back and be like, oh, I remember when I was in that not so good place mentally. I remember when this happened. I think I'm going to have this to look back on the quarantine after this is all over and just be able to remember this whole crazy time.
That counts as reading. It's like you're reading you're reading your own autobiography.
Kind of.
All right, Jackie, what are you reading?
Do baby sleep vlogs count?
Sure.
Reading about normal baby sleep, how to get your baby to sleep, why doesn't baby sleep?
Jackie, have you done taking care of babies?
Yes, I bought her.
I live by that one.
I bought her 4 and 5 month program or 3 and 4 month program.
Good.
Yeah, I'm very. My husband's like, you can write 10 books about baby sleep. And our baby school does like everything. I've read it and or probably done it. Actually, I have the book The Overstory by Richard Power, which is like I keep meaning to read it. It's about trees. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning book that is waiting for me to read it, that I've been dying to read, and I have not. That's cool. After the food.
All right, and then Eileen, what are you reading?
So I'm reading The Kiss Quotient, which I'm like 40% through. My Kindle tells me where I'm at. The hard thing is like I used to read on my commute to work. So now I'm trying to find out like when do I read now? Like that was my time. Like the 20-minute path ride into the city was like I read a chapter. So it's kind of hard to, get that done now. But although I am watching TV, what am I talking about? Watching TV. So it's like I find time for that. So I can't really make that excuse. But yeah.
All right, Alexis, what are you reading?
Well, before the baby, I had never actually read the Harry Potter books. I went to a Harry Potter convention, LeakyCon. I've seen all the movies. I love Harry Potter, but I just never read the books. And so I started reading those, and I got into the 5th book before I had the baby. So I'm about halfway through the 5th book.
That's my favorite one because he's in puberty and he's such a snot.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so realistic. I love how realistic it is.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you 100%. And
that's what it's like being 15.
Yeah, it's a throwback, that's for sure.
And Danny Granda says she's reading What Happened. And she knows I'll be super happy about that because that's Hillary's book, although she spelled Hillary wrong. I love Hillary. Hillary Clinton is one of my favorite people in the whole world. And I even queued up this picture of me and Hillary. This was taken at her rally in New York, and I love her. And if Hillary was president, there would be no pandemic, and we would all get to see Love Quirks. But, you know, what are you going to do? All right, I think Kelly has our second question.
Yes. So our second question is, I'm pretty sure I have it memorized, but I'm just going to pull it up anyway. There we go. What is something that would surprise people about you?
Ooh.
I think about
What do you?
Yeah.
Wait, should I ask Seth? Should I ask you?
Oh, no, you should answer it first, and then we go in a circle.
I don't think this surprises people about me anymore, but I'm just like a huge geek with like anime and cartoons and video games and stuff. But I'm kind of open about that now, so that's not really a surprise. But most people were surprised to know that I studied opera for 2 years, actually, when I was in college.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, but most people, like, I don't know, they're just like, there's no way you sang opera. And I'm like, no, I did.
Me too. I was classically trained. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was quite an experience. It was really, oh my God, I have so much respect for people who pursue it professionally. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. What about you, Jackie? What's something that would surprise people about you?
I don't know. I have to think about it, but I'm being brought back to this newlywed game that my husband and I played at. It was somebody's like bachelor party. It was like a co-ed. I guess it was like a bachelorette party. Yeah, it was like a co-ed bachelorette party, and newlywed game, and it was something like what, and like the question was like, what would be something that he would be surprised to know about you? And I wrote down that I was really good at math. Like, made like my husband, he could not stop laughing for like 20 minutes about this. Like, he was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I don't know. I was very good at math in high school. Like, but then I realized I stopped taking math my junior year. I didn't even do math my senior year because I went to a performing arts high school. But anyway, I don't think I'm that good at math. I don't know why at that moment in time I was like thinking like I was really good at math. Like,
well, I'm horrible at math, so I'm impressed.
I love math. Math is super fun.
I was an English girl. What about you, Eileen?
Yeah, this is a hard one. Why didn't you guys give us this one ahead of time? Come on. Here. I guess, yeah, like the math brain / theater thing, I have that going on too because I'm an accountant, but I'm also a singer. So when I tell people like one or the other, they're like, wait, what? Like, you do both? That's
like compute in people.
Yeah.
They don't realize how smart you have to be a great singer and performer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So true. So true.
Very true. What about you, Alexis?
Girl, I don't know. I'm pretty open, so I feel like a lot of people know a lot about me.
Same.
I garden.
Oh,
I like
cool.
to garden. Yeah, I've got some irises that I planted 3 years ago and finally bloomed this year. And I like to think that's Mother Nature saying it's okay that there's a pandemic because here's your flowers.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, we have that glitter sparkles loving thing in common for sure.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Oh man, my husband got me tickets to go see Kesha for my Push present. And she was supposed to be here. I see her every time she comes through. She's my idol. She was supposed to be here April 25th, and she was not. So we had a dance party in the garage, and I put on a bunch of glitter on my face, and it was great.
Nice. What about you, Seth?
You know, I actually did have the question in advance, and I couldn't come up with an answer either because
why is it so hard?
all my quirky things are what I use. But the surprising thing for everyone now might be the fact that I'm not wearing any pants, which is not true. It's not true. So the surprise is I made a joke. That's not surprising either. I like the Muppets.
Definitely not surprising.
No, I like cats. I can't do it. I'm sure there are things that would surprise people, but they're not things I would say on a talk show that's going to be kept for posterity. So maybe the surprising thing is that I have things that I would not say.
Yeah.
How's that? That's a good answer.
That works.
I found it. All right, final question. what is your star sign, and do you feel like it represents you? So I'm a Pisces, and I do feel like I'm very much a Pisces. I'm super sensitive. I'm a water sign. I cry at everything. I cry almost once a day. Something will set me off. I just start crying right now because it's just so sad. But yeah, I think I'm definitely a Pisces. I'm very artistic. A lot of Pisces are artistic. I share a birthday with Bernadette Peters and William Finn, and they're very artistic too. So, Kelly, what is your star sign?
I'm a Gemini, and Geminis are not horrible people, even though everyone disagrees.
No, I'm dating a Gemini. She's great.
Oh my God! Well, that's
my
awesome.
sister is also a Gemini.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm definitely very much a Gemini. I can never sit still. I have like a million interests, and I never stop talking. I'm very energetic. I like to keep myself educated, and I'm very in touch with my youthful childlike spirit. So I would say I'm definitely a Gemini to a T.
All right, Jackie.
I am a Libra sun sign. I also have a lot of Libra in my chart. I'm definitely very Libra, very looking for balance and harmony. I can see both sides of every situation. I'm like, I understand that side, I understand that side. Definitely love like anything artistic and beautiful things. Very social, you know. Yes, I'm very Libra.
All right, Eileen.
Jackie, what's your birthday?
Oh, Danny is a Libra too, by the way.
Oh. October 3rd.
I'm the 2nd.
Oh, I was going to say, I think Eileen is a Libra also.
And my husband is the 6th. So it's very funny because like also another attribute is that we're indecisive. So it's like try to pick a restaurant for dinner, forget it. What do you want to do? Yeah, same thing you're describing. Also like always see both sides to everything, very sensitive. And, yeah.
All right, and Alexis?
That's so funny that you say that, Eileen. My husband and I are very similar. We're both Scorpios. We're both definitely Scorpios. I mean, we're passionate, we're loud, we're a little crazy. We like to live life. We like to travel. We like to experience new things. The only thing personally about a Scorpio, I don't think I'm very secretive. Supposedly Scorpios are secretive. I'm pretty vulnerable. I kind of throw it all out there. No qualms with that. But yeah, he's the 16th of November and I'm the 14th.
Oh.
That's so funny. Yeah.
It's bad to know how
2 years ago on his birthday. So it was like originally our anniversary was on his birthday. I'm like, that was your problem, buddy.
That's true. All right. Well, we have run over time as usual by a couple minutes, but thank you guys for being on our show. This was a really fun.
Thanks for having us.
Guys.
It was so nice to see you all. I love this show because I just keep having my friends on, and I love my friends. All right, so this comes back. We'll play the theme song one more time. So I will see you here next week. What's our topic next week? Do you remember?
Next week. Let's see.
It's igniting writing. I just
so
answered the
we're going to
question.
talk to writers.
Yeah, we have some friends of mine who are also writers, and we're going to talk about how we have used this time to write, which I think will be very interesting.
That's a really important topic.
Oh, Danny says, great job, everyone. Thanks for letting me play along. XOXO.
Thanks for joining.
And Kelly's mom says, great show, everyone, with the typo. It says everyone, but I assume she meant everyone.
Pretty sure she meant everyone.
Yes. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
What day is it with Seth and Kelly? And we're gone.